Welcome back! Today on Dialed In DIY, I've got a fun, portable pack-and-play PVC table that's pretty easy to make. But this is no ordinary table. I've taken the liberty of going ahead and dialing this in with things like downlights. If that's not enough to light up your fun, grab one of these cell phone chargers that's portable and add some extra colorful lights. And as long as we're taking the table out to have some fun, hey, let's make sure our drinks won't spill and add some cup holders to the corners. That'll keep things a little more secure. And don't let the lightweight portability of this fool you. I've built into this a solid tabletop that allows it to be used for a lot of different things, including snacks or other food time fun. I'm still thinking of even more ways to use this table, but I think you're starting to get the idea. So, let's just cycle through a little bit of mood lighting and set the stage and get on with the build. The first step in building this table is actually just laying out the frame for the top and bottom of the table itself. In fact, both are going to be the exact same in terms of size and pieces. These are the particular PVC pipe pieces you're going to use, and then we're going to use these corner pieces which will slide in for the frame part, but the up piece is threaded for a 3/4 inch pipe or a receptacle or an adapter that we're going to put in there later. Like I said, all you have to do is push these parts together. We're going to set the base a little bit more firmly later, but the top piece, we're going to just leave it pushed together. You may be wondering how I chose the particular size I wanted to build this table, and to be completely honest, it was decided part of a dialed-in version of this that I will be building out in a future video because there's a secondary purpose for the table. It just so happens that this particular size is perfect for a general use table that you can use in a lot of different scenarios, be it the backyard, inside the house, at a park, a party, or a lot of different opportunities. Either way, it sets really well, it's very stable, and there's a lot you can do with it. I chose this particular leg height because once everything's assembled, you get just over a 2-foot tall table, which is great for a lot of reasons. One, you can stand next to it and use it. You can pull up a lounge chair next to it, and it's not top heavy, so it's a lot more stable and won't be tippy. I've got a piece of wood that I'm using for the table surface that's just a little bit bigger around than the frame, and I'm going to place the frame on top and then draw circles around where the posts lay on top of the wood. After you drill your holes, put the wood back on top of the frame, get everything lined up, make sure it fits well, and then go ahead and take male PVC adapters, put them through the holes, and thread them into the frame. You may notice that there's a little extra space between the wood and the frame, but that's okay. We're going to take care of that in just a minute too. The good thing about using MDF is it's a bit lighter and it costs a little bit less than a big piece of wood, but the downside is it does have a little bit more flex to it. So I had come up with a solution for that as well, and it involves using 2 pieces of 1/2 inch PVC. What we're going to do is drill some holes, put some screws through the frame, the 1/2 inch PVC, and the table. And what that will do is give a lot of extra rigidity to the table surface, and it will actually give a lot more stability as well. It just so happens that this step also corrects for the extra play that was between the surface of the wood and the frame and that male adapter. Hey, 2 birds and 1 stone, not bad. Let's move on to making some cup holders. It just so happens that a Pringles can lid fits perfectly over the black inner part of the drain pipe that I'm using, and you can slide that over and cover the cap, but it'll stay in between the black and the white part of the pipe and stay in place to help prevent moisture from your cans or bottles from seeping into the MDF. As a side note, the use of these pool noodles over the legs really doesn't add a functional purpose, it's more just for a decorative thing. If you plan to never take your base apart, you can go ahead and glue it, but I want to keep the option to take it completely apart, so I'm using screws to hold these side pieces into the corner pieces. Just below the top of the table, I'm putting a hole through the male adapter and the leg so that I can run a screw through there and just make sure that tabletop stays in place when it's being used. Putting some bright downlights underneath the table is great for creating a workspace or trying to see inside of a dark cooler. But wrapping these LED strips around the top just gives it a really nice, fun party or festive look. Just make sure to find some 5-volt source power LED strips, and that way you can plug it into a cell phone charger and run it wherever you want it. Even better, this one comes with a remote control so I can turn it on or off, change the colors, or change the light functions to be whatever I want it to be from a distance. To make this portable for travel, I like to just take the top off, take the legs off, and keep the base and top in their rectangular shape, and put the legs in between, throw it in a trunk, and you're good to go. In a future video, I'm going to show you a really fun adaptation for this table, but if you have other ideas for how you can use it, please let me know in the comments below. Thank you very much for taking the time to stop by Dialed In DIY today and check out my video. If you liked it or got a little something out of it, please let me know by clicking that thumbs up. And as long as you're here, I'd love it if you'd subscribe and check out some of my other playlists. And as always, please feel free to come on back anytime, because there will be plenty more Dialed In DIY to come.